Mr. Ramsey J. Jr. is a Wall Street trained financial professional with more than a decade of global investment management experience and acute focus on alternative assets. Mr. J is also a widely recognized expert on leadership development, communication consultant, and international motivation speaker, driven by his mission to empower dreamers to become achievers, the title of his newly released book. In 2015, Mr. J was honored to be a member of President Castro's Southern California Council in 2016, and he will return to deliver the keynote address speech for the African American commencement ceremony. Mr. J earned his bachelor's degree in business administration with emphasis in finance from Craig School of Business at California State University, Fresno, and his master's in business administration from Tuck School of Business, Dartmouth College, where he is the recipient of the Jack Welch Award of Excellence in Management Communications, and voted the 105th speaker of the graduating class. Please join me in welcoming our esteemed alumnus, Mr. Ramsey J. Jr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Empowering dreamers to become achievers is the mission today for you, the distinguished class of 2016. Allow the time to be reflected as 1,500 hours on this, the 21st day of the 5th month of the 16th year of the 3rd millennium. Let the record further reflect that all that are gathered here to pause and take a moment and look at these 150 faces that stand as a true representative of what scholarship and scholastic achievement can and will continue to look like. And may we all recognize, before I get into my remarks, the magnitude of this moment. The expected academic process for these young people may happen a maximum of 7 times, when friends and family from the adolescent journey to the middle journey, and now some of them on the latter end of their journeys, all come together under one roof at one time to celebrate academic excellence. When it was in kindergarten, we celebrated. When it was elementary school, we celebrated. When it was in junior high, we celebrated. When we were in high school, we prayed. In college, mom and dad, we prayed even harder, but they made it. That's 5. And perhaps they went on and earned a master's degree, that would be 6, and maybe they went on and got a doctorate, that would be 7 times. So maybe before I begin my remarks, would you all please pause and recognize the magnitude of the moment you are witnessing. For some of them, this may be the last time, others it may be the first time, but before we proceed, let us recognize this is their time. Your time. Your time, your time. But let me also sound the air of realism as I understand the urgency of the matter. The reality is some of your brothers and sisters that started this journey with you are not here. Your voices in that regard have been heard, I can tell you, by the administration, and there are things that are going to happen to make sure we get better at that. But let me tell you why there's a spirit of optimism in your speaker. Because history suggests that anytime there's going to be a leadership transformation, it's going to be young people that finish their race that come back and help other people finish theirs. So my optimism is because I see these bright lights here today, and I know that you are actually as much a part of our solution as everybody sitting behind me on this podium. You are part of our answer. Let me, though, before I begin, make sure that the spirit and enthusiasm is where it needs to be. You sit in the Save Mart Center, capacity 16,000 people. And when it is full for entertainment or sports, people will yell and scream until they're delirious and they'll go crazy. I wonder what would happen if your speaker challenged you to recognize these academic all-stars on this, their final day of achievement, to make a noise that dwarfs any entertainment noise in this facility. Yes. Yes. It should be that loud in this stadium. It should be that loud in this stadium. We celebrate academic excellence. My name is Ramsey J. Jr., as I was introduced, and I am a proud alumni of this institution. I'm honored to be back home, and ladies and gentlemen, graduates, I say home is where you have come from that helps you go to where you're going, but never forget where you came from. I say if anything in my remarks is resonant in your spirit, please allow me to deflect the honor to He who gives me the ability to empower thee. Now, I made a commitment to Dr. Castro and Provost Zelezny that I would follow my principal practice, so let me tell you what it is. It goes by the acronym BG, BB, and BG. Dr. Castro, Provost Zelezny, I'm going to BG, I'm going to be good and behave. Mom and Dad, I'm going to be brief and get you out of here. And graduates, because this is your time, I'm going to BG, I'm going to be good, I'm going to be brief, and then I'm going to be gone. I want to put 6 points in front of you that I will build in my narrative for the next 10 minutes. 6 points for you. Number 1, believe that someday is today for your dream to become possible. Number 2, I want you to add the word not. Instead of asking the question, why you, why not you? Number 3, if you are not hearing no, your speaker's telling you you are aiming too low. Number 4, a setback is a setup for a comeback if you get up. Number 5, I want you to get comfortable being uncomfortable. There is no rule that says you should be comfortable if you're going to be excellent. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. And number 6, prepare in such a way so you can actually effectively prepare somebody else. You've been governed by a syllabus for your years here, a syllabus that told you what to do, how to do it, and then it evaluated how you did it. But when your tassel cross is over after this, the syllabus is over. The reality of the laboratory of life awaits you. So with the time I have, I'd like to give you 3 principal points that I think governs the post-academic syllabus for you today. Graduates, if you put these 3 P's into your spirit, I think your dreams will not only be yours, they'll be yours to achieve for tomorrow. The first P is say possible, say possible. The second P is probable, say probable. The third P is predictable, say predictable. Those 3 P's form the post-academic syllabus. The first P, believe that your someday is today. When I grew up, there was a magazine that my mom subscribed to called Ebony Magazine. Some of you know it, some of you had a mom that had it. Your speaker used to look at that magazine, and I used to say to myself, graduates, that someday it would be possible for me to be one of those people that they looked at and said is a leader of the future. Hear your speaker when I say, graduates, I did not know anybody who had been there. Hear your speaker when I say I didn't know anybody who had done that. Hear your speaker when I say I had to become my first own believer in myself sometimes to make it happen, but believe I did. Let me tell you, the question that I asked when I flipped through that magazine is why not me, not why me. By definition, somebody has to be next to be great. I say, why not the 2016 class at Fresno State? So I close my possibility by saying in February 2007, they did let me in right at 29 years and some months. I slid in there and was one of the top 30 under 30. I've come back to Fresno State to tell you that if I could do it with a dream that was possible, stop waiting for tomorrow. Make your someday today. But as inspiring as my story was, I want to recognize one of your own by the name of Miracle. Miracle Foley Garnaby. Where are you? Where are you? Stand up. Let me tell you why she's standing up. This young woman, graduate, stand up, please. This young woman stands up. majoring in communications with a minor in journalism. But it was hard sometimes, but she believed it was possible. Separated from her family, she shared with me and allowed me to share with you that she grew up in the foster care system, but she never stopped believing that her dream was possible. Okay, Dr. Castro, she never stopped believing. The beauty of what I love, and I want everybody to hear what I'm getting ready to say. She said her oasis of hope of how to get out of the environment she came from was this campus right here. She wanted to get here to make it. She says, and I quote, "Being in college taught me academically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually," and she thanks Cornya Lozana. She thanks Kizzy Lopez. She thanks Dr. Bell. She thanks Dr. Aputa. She thanks Hector Serda. She thanks Laura Mock, and she thanks Melissa Knight. Miracle, you said your dream is to achieve the best so you can advocate for mentoring other youth that have a circumstance like yours. Ladies and gentlemen, if you agree with your speaker that this young woman's dream is very, very possible, won't you say in one accord the word possible on the speaker's cue? It is possible. And don't you forget it, Miracle. The second P is probable. You have to work extraordinarily hard to make it probable. When I was a student here, Dean Harper, I did all the right things in the Craig School of Business. I was chief portfolio manager of the Student Investment Fund. I was president of the Financial Management Association. I had an internship at a local brokerage firm. I was a 5-time all-conference athlete. I did all the right things. But when I wanted to work for a major blue-chip Wall Street firm, they informed me that we won't come to Fresno State's campus to recruit. I said, that's not a problem. Where do you? I will come to you. True story, your speaker drove from this campus right here up to Stanford where they're having a financial recruiting fair. And I met them there, and I was early, and the woman said, "Young man, are you a student here?" I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Yes, ma'am, I am a student, and I am here." She went on to ask me, "Young man, are you a student that's enrolled here?" I said, "I can do this all day. I'm a student, and I am enrolled, and I am here." She pushed me finally to get to the answer she wanted. She wanted to know if I was taking classes there. And I finally said, "No, ma'am, I'm not." Message to you, class of 2016. She then asked me, "Then why are you here?" I said, "Ma'am, I'm here because I'm willing to do anything I have to do to make my dream probable. And since you wouldn't come to me, I am coming to you." Hollywood ending would tell you that after she said that, she hired me because I went on to work on Wall Street. I worked in international business and did all these great things in finance. But what if I told you that your speaker went through that exact exercise 55 times? I was rejected until they gave me my one shot. But let me tell you what that does to somebody, and this is somebody's word right here. I wrote this in my book. It says the following: when people get told no, they usually give up or they aim lower, both of which are deemed derailing activities. But when you work so hard to make something possible, you refuse to quit. You actually find defeat to be advantage to you, and you make that defeat your fuel to keep pushing forward. Ultimately, it is that fuel that allows you to not just sustain the race, but to change the way they race for the future. But that's my story. What about John Hunt Jr.? Stand up, John Hunt Jr. Stand up, John. Stand up, John. Listen to this. You want to hear about somebody who knows how to work to make a dream come probable? What about John Hunt Jr.? Listen to me, son. One of 9 siblings. Like you, he will be the first in his family to earn his degree today. John, I want you to hear me, sir. Stand up. You were one of the few. You said, my older brothers and sisters had some problems, but they kept telling me that, John, you're the one that's going to make it. He said the toughest decision he made was leaving his neighborhood because he felt he might be leaving his younger brother who was looking at him to be his example. This young man said he packed his Honda. He drove up here to this campus. He felt like he was all alone because he watched friends and move in with their loved ones and no one helped John move in. He moved in by himself with that Honda. But listen to what this young man who knows how to work said. He said, I made a commitment that day. I promised myself that not one of my children or my nieces or nephews would ever move into their college dorm alone again. This young man standing right here says he plans to complete his PhD program in clinical counseling or psychology, go back to that neighborhood that he left, and make sure that other young people get to live their journey and dream just like him. And John, I want you to hear me. I'm talking to you like it's just me and you right now. John, when they tell you it's not going to happen, that you're aiming too low, you tell them you aim higher. John, you listen to me when I tell you that a setback was a setup for a comeback, and you keep coming back, John Hunt. Okay? And I now invite everybody here, if you believe that this young man's dream are probable with the speaker's lead, will you say on one accord, it is? It is. Congratulations, John Hunt Jr. Lastly, I say you've got to prepare for the predictable opportunity. Sometimes you can't control everything. You can't control if there's a job for you. You can't control how they will feel about you. But there are 4 things you must always control. You can always control your level of preparation. You can always control your attitude. You can always control what Dr. Castro's vision is being bold and attacking outside the box opportunities. You always can control those things. Some people say luck favors the prepared. I say the prepared favor luck. Because when you're prepared, it's amazing how lucky you seem to keep on getting. 3 months ago, I was at the White House taking a picture with the first family. In the adjacent room, they invited me in to make remarks. I approached the podium, PBS, TV One, the cabinet was there, all the dignitaries. And I took the microphone and I said the following. We would like to extend a debt of gratitude to President Obama, the First Lady, and the Smithsonian. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to celebrate and commemorate the life and legacy of one of America's greatest musical icons. And as Mr. Charles would say if he was here, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you got the right one, baby. It sounds great, but what I would tell you is nobody was able to prepare me for that moment like I was. Before there were lights, before there was camera, before there was action, there was me in my room by myself putting in the repetitions to be prepared for my predictable opportunity. You don't need bright lights or a big stage to practice your opportunity. You start practicing and you know it will come to you. Don't go looking for it. Do your work in your seat. Your chance will come to you. I close by telling you a story of a young woman some would say was divine for me to meet. I'm talking about Adrienne Jones. Stand up. Listen to this. Under the spirit of preparing for your predictable opportunity, listen to this as I close. She said following a divorce that left her homeless, penniless, for 20 years she was out before she came back. Today she earns her master's degree in marriage and family therapy. That's enough for you to be excited about, but that's not even the story. She was in the housing complex governed by the Fresno Housing Authority. She was one of their recipients for support services. What if I told you 20 years later, she is now a commissioner of the organization that she used to be a recipient of beneficial services from? And what if I told you she told me she is the first former resident to become chairman of the board, the first African-American woman to become chairman of the board of the organization she used to reap support services from? And you think I'm done? I'm not done yet. What if I told you she was, even in her despair, in her moments of time and trial, hear me, Adrienne, she was preparing for her predictable opportunity to prepare other people for their opportunity. For her, Zafar, her brother who graduates today, and another sibling started an organization. Where's Zafar? Stand up, Zafar. Her brother Zafar graduates today, and another sibling. Oh, stop all that clapping. Stop all that clapping. Stop all that clapping. Now, I'm going to give you something to clap about right now. Listen to this. These two and another sibling started an organization together to help African American men over the age of 35 who did not earn a high school diploma earn one. And in fitting fashion, AJ and Zafar told me that one of their most proud moments was a graduate at the age of 52 who had been out of education for 34 years earned his high school diploma because of their work. I'm talking to Zafar and AJ, but I'm talking to every graduate here. When you prepare for your predictable opportunity, little do you know you are preparing to be able to prepare someone else to achieve their opportunity. Congratulations, AJ. Congratulations, Zafar. I close my address with 3 minutes of this exercise. I ask every graduate to take these 3 minutes very seriously. I ask everybody in the room for absolute silence. This is the defining moment for these graduates. Absolute silence. Graduates, in the solitude of this moment, I want you to identify your quintessential motivator. Identify the one person who you know you would not be hearing this speaker speak today if not for this one person in your life who you know has gone above and beyond to help you be where you are. Quiet in this place as you think about that one person. Who is it? Number 2, in the quiet, I want you to replay the very specific things that this person did on your behalf, time and time and time again. Getting up early, staying up late, going without so you could go with. This person gave up their dream so you could have a dream. Remember exactly what they did in this defining moment. Quiet in this place in the 3rd frame. Today you earn your degree from Fresno State University. As you go forward 10 to 20 years from now, 30 years from now, imagine that person tapping you on the shoulder that you're thinking of right now and asking you a very simple question, graduates. How did you do? With all the love, sacrifice, and support that the person you're thinking of did for you, how did you do? There is one answer to the question, graduates. You finished the race so you could run another one. You didn't give up because you thought about where you would be if that person you're thinking of would have given up on you. You said, I'll take a setback and make it a comeback because you kept getting up for me. You said, I got told no 55 times, I'll keep getting up because of you. You got put out and had to work for 20 years before you got back to school, but you didn't give up because of you. You packed up without your 9 siblings, came up here in your own Honda, and made sure you went back to Banning to make it happen because of you. Miracle, you didn't give up despite the foster care system because of somebody stepping into your life to make sure you didn't give up on yourself. So graduating class here at 2016, as you move on and move forward, hear your speaker tell you that your dreams are more than possible. Hear your speaker tell you you work in the face of adversity to make it probable. You stay prepared for your predictable opportunity for a breakthrough, and it will find you. You remember the passion and power of the quintessential motivator that you're thinking of right now to be fueling your journey to never give up no matter the odds or the obstacles. Ladies and gentlemen, if you agree with your speaker as I close, on this day, the 21st day of the 5th month of the 16th year of the 3rd millennium, in a room that we will celebrate for entertainment, won't you please join me in congratulating with the noise that's deafening for this, our Dreamers to Achievers, class of 2016. Congratulations.